What's going on, y'all? Wholesome Brother TV. It's your boy Reese back up in here giving you nothing but the most wholesome goddamn content you'll ever find in this goddamn universe. Now, if you saw my last two videos, I told you that the Clippers, my prediction anyway, with the Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks, were going to match up in the finals. Now I'm going to give you my prediction on who's going to be the NBA champion for the 2020 season. Basically, this matchup to me is gonna be, if it happens, it's going to be so exciting. I love the fact that we've already seen a part one of Giannis versus Kawhi, and we know how that ended. I'm not saying that Giannis and Kawhi matched up every single possession, but they matched up a lot, especially down the stretch. And we definitely saw that Giannis was bothered by Kawhi's defense for sure. Let's talk about the benches. We're not even going to get to the starting five real quick. We're going to talk about the benches first. First of all, for Milwaukee, they have a pretty solid bench. Like, they have Kyle Korver coming off the bench. My guy, Robin Lopez, I just think he's funny. I don't even fuck with Robin Lopez, not that much. I just think he's funny the way how intense he plays, and he's just mad serious when he's on the court. I think it's hilarious. But anyway, Robin Lopez, they have Ilyasova, like I said, Kyle Korver. They have George Hill as well, who's a solid bench player. For them, they have a pretty strong bench. Like, it's not nothing to, and I can't even forget about Wesley Matthews. Can't believe I almost forgot about him. Wesley Matthews, what he's done off the bench. I know he's been starting. He's been in and out the starting lineup. I just consider him like a bench player. That's a pretty solid bench to have the shooting of Kyle Korver, Wesley Matthews, and even George Hill to an extent. To have those guys come off the bench, they can give you a boost. The thing is, they just have to be consistent about it. But they have a pretty solid backup core to where it should be anyway. Giannis should be able to go to the bench. Chris Middleton should be able to go to the bench. Brook Lopez, all those guys, and they should be fine. The Clippers bench is just as strong. They have, obviously, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, people like that. Those two right there, that's 30 points right there. That pick and roll dynamic duo, that's 30 points. Off rip. And then also you add guys like Shamit. You add guys like Joakim Noah, who's playing well in that system. Even the emergence of Reggie Jackson, the fact that he's playing well in that system, he seems to have a steady rhythm. And it also seems that Doc Rivers trusts him a little to kind of run that second unit. As well as, don't forget about Terrence Mann. I know he's a rookie, but he seems to be playing well. Also, Patrick Peterson, what he does, and JaMychal Green. I feel like that's a solid bench as well. Both benches are solid. I feel like the Clippers, they just by a little bit have a better bench, but they both have solid benches, and they both have guys that can come off the bench and light it up and score. The starting lineups for both teams, I mean, I don't really see many matchup nightmares in both of these lineups. I have a feeling that Giannis is gonna be guarding Kawhi and vice versa. I feel like they'll put Paul George on Chris Middleton. I'm interested to see how Zubac, if Zubac starts, how he fares against Brook Lopez. I don't know. I feel like Brook Lopez might chop him up. Even though Zubac, he's not bad defensively, he's just a little flat-footed and slow. Like, that's just being honest. But we'll see how that goes. I'm also interested to see whether or not they start Pat Connaughton or DiVincenzo, or they go Wesley Matthews, Eric Bledsoe, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook. I'm very interested to see these lineups and what they look like. In terms of just, again, the big stars, I feel like Giannis versus Kawhi, I feel like that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I highly doubt Kawhi and Giannis will be on each other the whole game. That I feel like they'll definitely put different bodies on Giannis to try and slow him down. Same thing with Kawhi. I highly doubt Giannis is going to run around and guard Kawhi all game. I feel like they might throw different bodies at him, which both teams can do. They can throw different bodies at their best players. Again, Paul George, I expect him to have a pretty good series. Because, again, I feel like the main focus is going to be stopping Kawhi. But, again, you also have Paul George, who's a very lethal scorer. And, you know, people forget that he was actually leading a team at one point in the Pacers. I do think that the NBA champion will be the Los Angeles Clippers. I believe just they have a better defensive squad. They have a better bench. And I think that's why they will win it all. I just feel like the defense of intensity on the Clippers is just going to be too much for the Milwaukee Bucks. I have the Clippers winning it all in 7 games. I wanted to say 6, but I just feel like it's going to be such a back and forth affair. I feel like there's just going to be some nights where Giannis dominates, and there's going to be some nights where Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and also Montrezl and Lou Will are just going to be too much to handle for that Milwaukee Bucks team. Eric Bledsoe's going to have to play better. George Hill's going to have to come off the bench and give them something. DiVincenzo, Pat Connaughton, Kyle Korver, Wesley Matthews, those guys are going to have to step up. Now, that's a lot of guys for everybody to go cold, but still, those guys are going to have to step up and score consistently. We know what Chris Middleton is going to do. We know what Brook Lopez is going to do. And obviously Giannis. Those guys are reliable. Those guys show up every single night. But those other guys that I just named, like I said, Pat Connaughton, DiVincenzo, all those guys, they're going to have to step up. For the Clippers, we know Paul George. We know Kawhi. We know that Montrezl and Lou Will are going to step up. Other people that are going to have to be big time and continue to be big time, Patrick Beverley. We know Marcus Morris is going to have to be big time. He might have to hit some pretty big shots because we know a lot of the attention is going to go to Kawhi and Paul. So Marcus Morris, Patrick Beverley, they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to hit big shots. Coming off the bench, definitely, besides Lou Will and all of them, Reggie Jackson, he's going to have to be huge. I feel like Patrick Peterson will play a big role in this as well. I'm not sure how many minutes Terrence Mann will get. He is a rookie, so who knows? But those guys off the bench as well are going to have to step up and also Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah could be a low-key dark horse in this series and really come up big, especially on the defensive side. But hey, man, you've heard it from me here first. The Clippers in 7. That's a wrap on my predictions. I'm going to get the hell up out of here, man. I'm about to go enjoy some playoff basketball. We'll see what happens. I hope I'm right.